Welcome to Channel AMEC, your insight to the Australian visa system. G'day everyone, my name is Carl Young, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested about migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn a little bell on the side, so once we have all the updates and news, you'll be the first one of getting all the insight. Now obviously with the recent war broke out in East Europe, sincerely hope that everybody's safe and for world peace for sake. Anyway, in today's video we would like to discuss a topic, the differences and comparison between the subclass 189 and 190. Obviously under the general skill migrations, these are the two most discussed topic and also the visa subclasses over the years. Now the differences here, they are both skill migrations, one with a state nomination and one without. One is totally independent. So let's go into the actual immigration web page and have a look. And I would like to discuss, not just because one is state nominated, one is not, which one to pick, but also talking about the trend. Obviously there has been a big change since the start of the pandemic. The allocation of visa quotas for particular subclasses will also affect your future nomination and your future expression of interest anyway. Alright, let's go into the introductory of the general visa category. So alright, the first one obviously is subclass 189. As you can see, there are numbers of different streams. So if you're a New Zealand citizen, you might want to pick the New Zealand stream, but that is only for people, a Kiwi, arrive in Australia before 2016 February 19th. So anyone arrive after that, you're not deemed to be eligible. I don't know why they do that. And there's also Hong Kong stream that it's widely discussed. I've made a series of video. Well, unfortunately it's all in Chinese because it's focused on Hong Kong citizens. But today's topic, we're talking about the point test system, the point test streams. So in general, the skill migration is based on the score points that you could actually accrue. I've done a specific video on how the EOI, expression of interest, is actually the system, how it looks like, and how the score actually adding up. You may want to refer to my video previously, but today is more about talking about the differences between 189 and 190 and which one is to be picked and what is the strategy that you should look forward to do it. So as you can see, the 189 is independent, so it doesn't require any nomination at all. However, because it doesn't have any nomination, so the score that you actually get is actually less than 190, obviously, because 190 you have state nominations. So it's actually very hard. Now, over the past 2 years, 24 months or plus or more, I hardly see anyone receive 189 invitations. I think predominantly the government of Australia wanted to have those quota be used by the state so they can actually utilize in ways of inviting for 190 or 491 visa holders. So I hardly see anyone actually getting 189 anymore. But by saying that, start from the 1st July this year, I believe the increase of the migration quota will actually activate more of 189 invitations. But see how that goes. So in the past 24 months, due to the international restriction and travel restriction and control for the pandemic, I've seen a lot of these quotas has been allocated to family type of visa, for example, like partner visas, and allocated to the GTI Global Talent Independent, because during these 2 years, there's literally not many people is actually be qualified for one. Even though if they are qualified, they don't want to invite them because they are overseas. So for public health safety reasons, they are giving out to the VIPs or the family-related visa holders. So that's what's happening over there. But let's have a look in 190. So although there's only one is 189, 190 is one digit different. As you can see, it's a skill nominator. So you're nominated by who? Nominated by the state or the territories. So it's given the quota to the state government or the territorial government. So they have the right to nominate people under 190. Generally, these kind of people have a EOI score above, I will say 80, 85, 90. Anything less than that, I think they would likely end up with 491. So that's a total difference there. Now, both visas actually get you permanent residency. So obviously for state government and territory governments, they are more reluctant to provide 190 because once you got 190, you're likely to relocate to other cities. So the state and territory government do not get that benefit of having that skilled migrants there, unless your job and your occupation is very unique. For example, nurses and doctors, they really need them. Okay, and for example, some of the very high-end PhD researchers, because it's very unlikely that you relocate yourself because you already got jobbing offers there. So as you can see, when those state territories, the criteria for 190, they're always looking for job offer, because if you have job, it's more unlikely that the applicant will relocate themselves. So okay, now the final answers to the question of this video's topic: which one is actually better, and what is the strategy that you should actually do? Now obviously 189 is better because there is no condition, there is no restriction, there is no further criteria stated, just like the state and territories criteria. They want a job offer. 189 doesn't have that. But the likelihood to actually get 189 invitation is actually after pandemic is actually extremely low. Now unless there is some major changes or major quota increase that given an allocation of more quota to 189. By saying that anyway, the strategy to do your skill migration lodgements, I will strongly suggest you to do this. You will have one EOI putting into 189 and another EOI putting for 190, perhaps multiple EOI for 190 for different states. I think that's the best way to do it, and that's the strategy how I have successfully assist many of my clients as well. So you can actually categorize, but make sure you index them right, because you don't want to mix them all up, so that you have all the information correctly lined up for different type of expression of interest, and that way actually increase more success rate. Now however, for general public, it's actually very hard to manage so many EOI for the immigration system. So I would strongly recommend and suggest that if you do have seriously considered to migrate to Australia, you really need to think about getting a professional advice, professional lawyer, professional migration agent for help. Anyway, should you have more question, query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below. And I see you next video. Goodbye.